Salut, on va encore te parler d'agriculture urbaine.
Cette fois-ci, on t'emmène à San Francisco,
où la notion d'éducation est primordiale. C'est parti.
San Francisco s'allume.
Education. Teaching kids.
Education.
Teach people.
Education. Education.
Education.
Vous l'avez vu, les enjeux éducatifs sont très importants à San Francisco. De même, par ailleurs, que la notion de proximité. En effet, avoir des fermes de proximité permet l'accès à des produits frais. Mais des fruits et légumes, on en trouve en provenance de toutes les autres villes ou pays du monde. Oui, c'est vrai. Mais lorsque les produits sont destinés à une consommation locale express, dans la journée ou les jours suivants, ils peuvent être récoltés à maturité. Contrairement aux fruits et légumes cueillis lointainement, qui sont cueillis verts pour mûrir durant leur long voyage. Ainsi, des produits cueillis à maturité seront bien plus goûtus et savoureux car ils seront gorgés de sucre et de soleil et seront également bien plus riches en nutriments.
It's a 3-acre farm that's on land owned by UC Berkeley. This is a collaborative project between the community and UC. The other UC campuses, many of them have farms and gardens, but it's just for the students and the faculty. None of them are in relations with the community where their university is. So this is rare in terms of that. We grow food organically. Basically, we grow as much food as possible to provide access to healthy organic food for people who are food insecure.
This is the school farm. It is a productive, diverse, beautiful urban farm that we started with all community and volunteer support. And then now I've been teaching the last few years with this high school up here to teach a farm class to get the kids outside.
I'm the owner of Sunnyside Organic Seedlings here in Richmond, California. We grow over 400 varieties of organic vegetables, some herbs, and a few flowers to the farmers markets and to a few garden centers in the Bay Area.
Fat Beats is a nonprofit in Oakland, California. Our mission is to connect small farmers of color to urban communities. We do that through numerous ways. We have some clinic-based farmers markets, free produce stands in the community, 4 urban ag sites, a youth catering program, and a variety of other social justice programs.
We're here at Spiral Gardens on the community farm. We have 2 parts. We got the nursery side that helps fund our project through plant sales, and then we have this side, which is my favorite, which is the community farm, where we've got one big plot of land for all the community to come together and have free access to plant, and harvest all together as a community.
So this was an empty field that was owned by the police academy next door, and one of the neighbors finally got the idea, oh, what a great spot for a garden. So he finally got it going. The city gives us free water, and we don't have to pay rent to the city, so that really helps. And we just put up signs and people signed up. We have 50 planters, and most of the planters have at least 2 people in each one.
This is a garden that goes around the perimeter of a public park, and we learn through just different experimentation with young people the way to design a parcel of land to be edible so that it could both take the impact of kids playing in it and produce a lot of food. And so we kind of came up with some techniques that involved a lot of perennial vegetables and fruit trees, things that are really hardy, that a soccer ball could get kicked into them and they would still bounce back. So it allows us to have food growing in a space that's also for play and enjoyment in different ways.
A couple of things that are really special about this site is that it's completely volunteer run, and there's an amazing amount of food that comes out of the ground. I think I'm always surprised at how abundant the farm is and how many people we feed.
Education is to try to put in the hands of people the tools to be able to learn how to grow their own food. A lot of the problem that people have is they plant something in their yard and it dies. They try it another time, it dies, and they say, forget it, I can't grow my own vegetables. I'm going to just buy them at the store. So we try to help empower people to be able to learn how to grow their own food. Today we have groups visiting from elementary schools, from the high schools, from the universities. We also have people coming from different corporations doing a community service day. So there's a real mixture. Some of the people who come here are 3 or 4 years old. Some of them are 90 years old. And they're from all different cultures and all different backgrounds.
To have an urban farm can connect people better with the food that they're eating and with plants and cycles of nature in general. People in cities are really disconnected from the land. They think food just kind of pops up from the store and they don't really think about the natural cycles that it has to go through. And that's such an advantage because then they can think more about the food that they get because you can't grow all the food from that you need in a big city, but you can grow a lot more than we do, and you can start thinking about where you buy your food, even if it's from a rural place, how they produced it, and you can think about supporting smaller farms or farms that are doing it in a more sustainable way.
An opportunity like this for someone who's struggling academically is that when they come here, they have an opportunity to shine in a different way. The Edible Square essentially is an opportunity for these students to engage with the outdoors, to engage, to work together, and to become young leaders around, the social and economic aspects of growing food and what it means to grow food together, and all the steps in between.
So I've only worked in production farms, rural farms, and this is the first urban farm I've worked on. And I think that the biggest difference that I've noticed is education. So you're getting more people here, so you're touching more people, and you're getting more people interested in getting their hands in the soil and understanding that food doesn't just appear and that it grows, and people put so much time and energy into it. Is your goal to grow food, or is your goal to change the way people think about food? And my goal is to change the way people think about food, which in turn will change the food industry in general. And I never thought that it would be through an urban farm, because you're educating more than growing.
It's a necessity for people that live in urban areas. If you think about the journey that their food has to take to get to the table, it's been on a long journey for sometimes weeks at a time. Oftentimes people that live in urban areas like this, they may not have access to that really fresh produce that, even at Whole Foods, the person that shops there regularly might have. So it's all about us giving access to people.
There's a lot more people living in cities than in rural areas. And I think it's, urban greening can be both a positive and negative these days. A lot of urban greening is now being used for purposes of gentrification. So as cities green low-income neighborhoods, they're shifting and signaling that it's safe for investment, safe for development, to push poor people out. And so we like to use urban agriculture as a tool to organize people around food, around community, around improving their own communities in a way that's appropriate for them.
For us, I would think in the long run, it's access to marketplace. They could have a personal relationship with the farm where the food is grown, the nursery where the plants are propagated, the people that are doing the work, and eat the food the day it was harvested.
The cool thing about being an urban farm is people give you a lot of things. So we had somebody come and give us 200 plates and dishes. We've had people give us tables and chairs. We've had people donate wood for building projects, and that's really cool.
I think for the urban farm, it's just more accessible. I personally don't know if I would ever have time, if I wanted to volunteer, if I didn't work here, if I wanted to volunteer, to actually go out into the country and find a place where I could do that. Whereas here, it's really close access to a really dense population. So not only is it close and easily accessible, but you've also got a lot of potential for people power to actually come in and really be growing a lot of food.
San Francisco s'effondre, si San Francisco s'effondre, San Francisco.